global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Ever since Fubara made it public between Yeso Wiki and Fubara that they are fully reconciled, of course the political family is back. A lot of persons have been reacting. Don't forget that Fubara came into this scene with the belief system ever since he reacted against his master and boss that truly Rivers is going to be Rivers first, and truly all Rivers money will be for Rivers people. So Rivers came all out, Rivers women, Rivers youth all came all out and gave him his full support. Don't also forget that every December Fubara makes it a habit to ensure that Riverans enjoy Christmas by providing them 100,000 minimum each, apart from a very heightened minimum wage he made during his time. Several promotions, empowerment everywhere, and with all infrastructure growing. Most Riverans believe that the Messiah, the Moses that will take them to the promised land, is here, and hence Rivers women went all out and gave, bring back Fubara as a mantra that they should reinstate their governor. Alas, they never knew that though Fubara had mentioned openly that his spirit is out of the government house, apparently his soul and body is still very much in government house. Hence, he went Nicodemously to see his Oga and boss, and with APC governors. And this time around, they are back as a family. But what we don't know is he going to be back as a puppet. If you check our playlist, you get to see the condition, very steep condition he had to sign to get back at least his 2 years remaining. Of course, there won't be any more tenure based on the feelers we're getting. But as it is right now, the people of Rivers State, stakeholders of Rivers State have decided to react. And this is their terms and condition. One of such person is Ankio Briggs, who she had had numerous calls from numerous people speaking on what Fubara did and what they will do come 2027 and before 2027, what they intend to do. Let's listen to her as it tells us exactly the mind of Rivers people and what Fubara owes them as a governor. We'll come back for more.
As a daughter of Rivers State and knowing what had transpired quietly before the explosion of the crisis in Rivers State, I would say no. But looking at it today, looking back from where we have come in 2003 October and coming all the way up to like almost 1.5 years literally into we're into the second tenure of what should have been the second a second year of his first tenure. So for us to feel tonight that since yesterday, you won't believe the amount of calls that I have received and the feelings that people are expressing. And the feelings is that they have been thrown under the bus. Now, when it comes to the governor, you see, this is why I have always advocated that I see no need, no reason for Nigeria to continue to have this system of governance where there is a godfather. What do we mean by political godfather? If you have been fortunate to run a second tenure in a 4-year tenure and you can't go anymore, you should just move on. If you have anything to offer, the person or people that need what you have to offer will come to you. But to think that it is a right, whether you're a president or a governor of a state, for you to think that because you have governed the state, that therefore you have a right to continue to have a say when you are no longer the governor in the name of structure is unacceptable. And Rivers people are today a very critical example of that to all Nigerians. And the thing is that what has happened in Rivers State will happen to other states. Look at the way the sole administrator was appointed, and he already was in Rivers State in the government house before he was even sworn in. Now, that shows you that something is fundamentally wrong with the things we accept as government. And it is only the people, it is only you and I, and in this instance, the people of Rivers State. If the people of Rivers State decide to blame the governor, I can assure you that we will not shy away from blaming the governor. But right now, we are calling on the governor of Rivers State, Sasemela Fubara, to speak to the people of Rivers State. He is the governor we elected, and therefore we are holding him responsible for information. We're not even holding Wike responsible for information. He's not our governor. So we are holding him responsible for giving us to give us information that will give us the opportunity to make the right decision on our own behalf. When it comes to blaming him, we will blame him when the time comes. But for now, we want to hear what the terms of what is going to bring the peace that they are claiming is coming to Rivers State. How is that peace going to come? And how is it?
Right.
I won't even go into the speculation at all. I refuse to indulge in it because it could be wrong. Until we are told what, until we are told officially what has been agreed and what has been disagreed, I personally will not make a comment on that. But I will make this comment, which is that the governance of Rivers State is by what we call upland and riverine dichotomy. Upland and riverine dichotomy means that the upland governs for 8 years and for two tenure, hopefully, of 4 years, which the FCT minister did of 8 years, and his kinsman, the former governor before him, Rotimi Amechi, did, and then the governor before Rotimi, Peter Odili, who is not an Ikwere man but is an upland man, also did 8 years. So that's a combination of 24 years.
Right.
And now we have a governor from the riverine area that had problems from the moment, literally, he was sworn in.
Okay. Well, we'll really have to leave it there.
All right, welcome back. You've heard what Ankio Briggs said, despite the fact that they know what they have heard, but they have decided to reserve their comment on some matters. They want Fubara to use his mouth to tell them what he signed as an agreement. If, because some persons are saying Fubara have thrown them under the bus, well, if you look at the latest in the development, you will not be wrong by saying Fubara threw his supporters under the bus. Just some fairly recently, Fubara attended a function with Wiki. They are back as usual, joining heads together, one big family, as if nothing really happened. So all the batters, all the Peter, all the Liz, all the you're a general, you're a gladiator, that the likes of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, the former president of Nigeria and the former governor of Bayelsa State, said. You see why in politics you have to be very you have to refrain from being overly emotional in your statements. In fact, don't cry more than the bereaved. It's also, you see why in politics also you are very diplomatic. No wonder most politicians are very diplomatic. They know the right thing to say, the right thing to do, but they'll be very diplomatic in their ways. I remember very vividly that during this whole reconciliation matter, this whole suspension and all that, the likes of Jonathan, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, I was made to understand that they actually told him to ward in as a former president and speak to the president to see if he can really look into this sort of suspension, of which, if you look at during the past few days, weeks back, you notice that Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, former president of Nigeria, did mention that some of these things we should do it right. He talked about doing the right thing and not allowing the affair of the day, talked really about good governance and talked about the issue of Rivers. It was general about his statement, and I noticed over time, I must give it to Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, of him not joining issues, because politicians will be politicians. They will come out, go beg, they will hold you on the leg, only you be my God. If if after you nothing else, if you leave me, I die. But eventually, when they leave that person, leave that guy, I scoop up, not knowing that for them it's just game. But for you, it is being humane. Unfortunately, I want us to go wrap it up. Let's meet in our conversation. What's your take on this very latest development? Listen.